Hello everyone, just recently people have notified me of an update to the JAGDP situation and I should follow up on that in case anyone judged based on the first video. JAGDP recently made a community post regarding an anti-exposal video that was premiered on Vernam's channel and it does a decent job at detailing. There were some things in the back of my head that it managed to explain clearly, so I suggest you watch that video first before this one. But I still can't quite wrap my head around some of the points made, so this video will be covering what was in the video and what was not in the video, just a few points. Let's start with the points in the video. The first and second screenshot that FNM04 provided in the original tweet was about the supposed 11-year-old and bills. It is claimed to be a joke. Because the screenshots are heavily cropped, it is almost difficult to tell that they are even jokes. And even if there was context, it's still difficult to look at it as a rational human being and say, yes, that is indeed a joke. And why state that as a joke in the first place? It makes you look creepy and weird. I don't understand what makes this humorous. You must be very edgy and down bad to post something like this and then consider it a joke. Even your scapegoat Vernam wonders why you would post something as creepy as this. Let's assume that you did not send that to FNM, but rather to any normal human being. Best case scenario is that they're weirded out, and worst case scenario is they get your account terminated. It just snaps a bad picture overall. The only people who would find that funny are actual pedophiles and psychopaths. And who did you think you were telling the joke to? Next is how Vernam states a point that is so dumb he just moves to the next point like it wasn't there, which basically questions why FNM didn't block JAGDP in the first place, and I agree, it's dumb. Any rational person would block or just outright ignore someone who they don't like, especially when it comes to reasons such as discomforting conversations. But in this case, FNM did not make that decision. You know the person makes you uncomfortable, so why let him continue? Next is how the video mostly revolves around JAGDP's sexual perversion and not the blackmail. And when mention of the blackmail came up, Vernam states that JAGDP told him to cancel any strikes, and questions this. Would a scumbag literally save the ass of a person who brought that much hate to them? The question makes it look like FNM was the sole reason people hated on JAGDP. To be clear, JAGDP has already done a bunch of horrible stuff way before FNM posted that tweet. FNM didn't start the hate against JAGDP. JAGDP started the hate against himself through his actions, and FNM only piled up on that hate. But we're getting sidetracked here. JAGDP explicitly states in one of the screenshots of the original tweet that FNM is guaranteed to get 3 strikes if he leaks anything. But in the video, JAGDP asks Vernam to cancel this procedure. Are you insane? He didn't save FNM's ass from strikes. He made the threat himself. The situation is basically JAGDP holding up a knife against FNM4's throat, and then swinging it, and then just before he slashes FNM4, he withdraws the knife and says, I save your ass. That's not saving someone, that's an actual threat. It's almost as if it was a prank without the humorous intent. The last point in the video I want to mention is about a screenshot where FNM states this. Well, yeah, of course it's not your fault that other people are twisting the story, but the way you worded your tweet and cropped your screenshots was so vague that it was open to many interpretations, and has led us to where we are now. A huge chunk of context was missing, and that chunk was temporarily filled with a huge block of interpretations that JAGDP is a pedophile. You could have left the screenshots as they were instead of cropping the context out or elaborated them even further. Now let's move on to things Vernam didn't mention and the things that happened after the video was released. Something I didn't find anywhere in the video was JAGDP deleting comments that refer to his exposal, and JAGDP locking his Discord server. Why do that? You didn't even state even a single community post that says, hey, Vernam will be making an update to the situation, or I'm sorry, but there will be a follow-up video regarding the situation soon. You just outright kept silent and deleted the comments about your exposal and locked your Discord to prevent anyone from saying anything, which just made you look more guilty. It's a dumb way to handle the situation. It doesn't help you in any way. Next is something I don't quite understand. JAGDP posted this tweet. At first I thought this was just some heavily coated satire in regards to the Russian community, but now I'm not sure what the intent behind this tweet was. I can't be sure if Vernam really is the supposed fair and wise ruler like he explicitly states, since Vernam is more like JAGDP's personal scapegoat, and why have Vernam do the anti-exposing for you instead of defending yourself? JAGDP made a post saying he realizes what he has done and will try to become a better person, although his reputation has already sunken very low. His image has already been ruined even long before this particular situation. Even if he was completely innocent of this particular accusation, he still did a bunch of deplorable stuff in the past, and those aren't excusable through a simple apology. In Vernam's metaphorical analogy, both JAGDP and F&M have turned the faucet off too late and caused a massive flood. And I'm not taking sides here, nor did I take any sides in the previous video. I think this should not have been such a big situation and could have easily been prevented with the click of a few buttons. That's it. Goodbye.